What's up, party people? So today I'm going to live stream about idioms. Right now I am trying to get my microphone to work. Don't know why I've been having problems with my microphone lately. These darn go check microphones. I've been having problems lately. Shark Kyle says, how are you? Have a nice day. Thank you, Shark Kyle. I'm doing very well. How are you? There's my fan. Kat says hi. Hello, Kat. Welcome. Thank you for coming. Oh, yay, my microphone seems to be working. Hello, hello, hello. There we go. All right, so my name is Sam. I'm from the United States, and I'm trying to help people practice English communication. So if you're trying to learn English, you're in the right place. Welcome. Thanks for coming. So let's see here. Today, I want to talk about some idioms. So I have a list of idioms in the meaning here. So if you're trying to learn about idioms, please take notes. Kyle's doing pretty good. Well, good. Okay, to break the ice. Oh man, why does this thing do that? Okay, so to break the ice means to start a conversation or make people feel comfortable in a new situation, right? So like at a party where there are many people who don't know each other, maybe people will be a little bit shy at first, right? So you want to break the ice, right? Make them more comfortable speaking. Try to adjust my window here. It's a bit smaller or a bit bigger. Okay, so sometimes, like at a party, we will do what's called an icebreaker, right? We'll do something to help people feel more comfortable talking. So we'll say, let's break the ice, right? Let's start a conversation. Let's feel more comfortable talking to each other and not so shy. That's breaking the ice. If something is a piece of cake, it means it's very easy, right? You'd say, was it difficult to learn to drive? And I would say, no, it was a piece of cake, right? It was very easy. Ooh, Naomi Porat sent a rose. Thank you, Naomi. And SND sent a rose. Thank you guys for sending gifts. So, piece of cake. It was a piece of cake, right? It was very easy to do. Again, these are English idioms. To hit the nail on the head, right? To describe something exactly right. If you tell me something and you are exactly correct, I could say, wow, you hit the nail on the head, right? You explained it perfectly. To hit the nail on the head. After this live stream, I'm going to put this document into the group chat on WhatsApp. So if you would like to access this document, you know what? I'll put it there now. So if you want to read along, you can. You can get the link in my WhatsApp group, and you can find the link to that group in my bio here on TikTok. So let me do that now. Here's my WhatsApp group, teaching materials, paste. Okay, so here's the WhatsApp group, and I've put the document 100 Essential English Idioms. So if you want to follow along with this Word document or this Google Doc, Nyutling says, "Hi, Sam. Nice to see you again." Nice to see you too, Nyutling. Thank you for coming and welcome. If something costs an arm and a leg, it's extremely expensive. If you say, "How much does this cost?" and I say, "This is $100." You'd say, "Gosh, that costs an arm and a leg," right? That's very expensive. It's extremely expensive. Right? Like if you had to pay for something by giving them one arm and one leg, that would be way too much, right? That would be extremely expensive. That would cost an arm and a leg. Mopi Noviana sent a rose. Thank you, Mopi Noviana. I love getting gifts. All right, number 5, let the cat out of the bag. To accidentally reveal a secret, right? To tell a secret accidentally, right? You didn't mean to. You let the cat out of the bag. It's kind of a funny image, right? Imagine having a cat in a bag. That cat would not be very happy. But to let the cat out of the bag is to accidentally reveal a secret. Again, folks, if you're just showing up, my name is Sam, trying to help people improve their English communication. And today, I'm going over idioms. To bite the bullet. To force yourself to do something difficult or unpleasant, right? I don't want to tell my friend bad news, but I'm going to bite the bullet and do it, right? I don't want to do it, but I am going to do it. So I'm going to bite the bullet. Iara Perpella, sorry, I don't know how to say your name. Good morning, teacher. Good morning to you too. White Diamond says, hello, teacher. Hello, White Diamond. SND says, I like your topic today. Oh, I'm glad. Dita Nasushin says, hi, Sam. Where do you come from? I come from the United States. I'm American. Thank you for coming and welcome. You can access this document if you want. It's posted in my WhatsApp community, which you can join via the link in my bio. Make sure I spell the word in correctly. Fish Fry says, thank God I'm early. I missed you, Pookie. Oh, Fish Fry. So, again, you're in England, right? I don't understand why you would need to practice English with some weird American who lives in Vietnam, but thank you so much for coming, Fish Fry. I'm glad you're here. White Diamond sent a heart. Thank you, White Diamond. It's very sweet of you. Number 7, these are English idioms. Under the weather. Oh, I'm very sick today. I'm feeling under the weather. Right? Just means to feel bad. To feel under the weather means to feel sick. Oh, here's another one. Similar to let the cat out of the bag. Not exactly the same, though. Spill the beans. Oh, you fell in love with my eyes. Gosh. Gonna make me blush. To spill the beans means to tell a secret, right? Or admit something, right? If I say, I need you to spill the beans, right? I want you to tell me something you don't want me to tell you. You don't want to tell me, right? Spill the beans. Tell me what happened. Tell me what you did. Spill the beans. Dita Nasushin says, is it free to join with a link? It is free, yes. Number 9. Tahir John says, I kicked my heels and finally found you, bro. What does it mean to kick your heels? Thank you for being here, though, Tahir John. Glad to have you. To burn the midnight oil. This idiom means to work or study late in the night. Right? So if you're up late at night and you're working, or if you're studying, you could say you are burning the midnight oil. Burning the midnight oil. You're welcome, Dita Nasushin. I wish I knew how to say your name correctly. Let me switch this to pageless. Okay, here we go. The next idiom is to see eye to eye. to completely agree with someone. If I say, you and me see eye to eye, right? We agree on something. We see eye to eye. To miss the boat, to miss an opportunity. Let's see. FIFA Gray says, hello, Sam. Hello, FIFA Gray. Welcome and thank you for coming. Nguyen Tut Dat says, thank you, Sam. You're welcome, Nguyen Tut Dat. To miss the boat, to miss out on an opportunity, right? I wanted to, well, let's say I didn't buy Bitcoin when it was cheap. I missed the boat, right? I had an opportunity, but I missed it. I didn't do it, so I missed the boat. Next idiom on this list, once in a blue moon. Very rarely, not often. Could also say very seldom. Once in a blue moon, I will drink a smoothie, right? I don't drink smoothies very often, but once in a blue moon, I will. Very rarely, not often at all. The next idiom I want to talk about is the ball is in your court, right? Imagine basketball, right? And you have a court that you can control, right? The ball is in your court. It's your decision or your turn to act. Right? If I say the ball is in your court, it means that you are the one who can decide. It's up to you. The ball is in your court. To beat around the bush. Fish fry. I want to beat around your bush. Just kidding. To avoid saying something directly, right? If I say don't beat around the bush, just tell me, right? Or spill the beans. Tai Ha says zut hu ik. Oh, really? I'm glad you feel that way. Xin mời. To beat around the bush, right? Don't beat around the bush, just tell me. Just spill the beans. Number 15, to call it a day, to stop working. Right? If I say, I'm going to call it a day, that means I'm going to finish. I'm going to end. Right? I'm going to stop working. I'm just going to call it a day. What time will you call it a day? What time will you stop working? Right? I've got 100 idioms here. Like I said, you can get this document if you want to follow along with me, or you can just follow along with me here in TikTok. You can get the document in the WhatsApp chat, which you can join for free. Anyway, 16, hit the sack or hit the hay. I say, I'm going to hit the sack. I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to go to sleep. I'm going to hit the hay. Right? I'm going to go to bed. Shark Kyle, I was just an innocent kid when Bitcoin was invented. Yeah, me too. But that ship has sailed. Okay. This is a strange one. Break a leg. If I say, break a leg, my friend, I mean, good luck. Try your best, right? You are going to go play a football game, and I will say, break a leg, right? Good luck. Try your best. There's another one involving legs. To pull someone's leg, to joke or tease, right? Or even to lie, right? If I say, you're pulling my leg, means you're not telling the truth. You're joking with me, right? Are you just pulling my leg? If you say, hey, Sam, I won the lottery. I just got $1 billion, and I don't believe you. I would say, I think you're pulling my leg. Oh, kicked my heels, looked for. Interesting, Tahirjan. That's a new idiom for me. I didn't know that one. Yeah, so to pull someone's leg, to joke with them, or just say something not true, you know? I'm just pulling your leg. I'm just joking with you, not telling the truth. A blessing in disguise. Something bad that turns out to be good, right? If I got lost while driving around, but I found a new restaurant that I love, right? I would say that was a blessing in disguise, right? It was not good for me to get lost, but I found something special, right? It was a blessing in disguise when I got lost. Dot says, always when I see you, there are noises. That's probably my air conditioner. I have the loudest effing air conditioner on earth. Sorry if it's too loud. It's cool enough now, so maybe I'll turn it off for a bit. So it's less noisy now, right? To kill two birds with one stone. To achieve two things in one action, right? So if I'm trying to think of an example of killing two birds with one stone. Can you guys think of any example where you would kill two birds with one stone? Maybe if I go to the store and how do I kill two birds with one stone by going to the store? Of course I can't think of an example right now. Maybe if I have a bunch of old wood and I need to get rid of it, but it's very cold, I could burn that wood and it would help me get warm, and it gets rid of the wood. So I've just killed two birds with one stone. Tahir John says, how do I get these idioms, bro? You can access this document for free in the WhatsApp group chat, which you can access through the link in my profile. I cannot share that link here because TikTok will not allow me to share a WhatsApp link in a live stream group chat. So if you want this document, please go to the WhatsApp group and download it. Next section is emotions and feelings. On cloud 9, extremely happy. If I say I'm on cloud 9, it means I'm super happy, right? She was on cloud 9 when her boyfriend said he loved her, right? She was super happy. To be on cloud 9, extremely happy. To bite your tongue. Charlie Lopez says, hi Sam, I would like to improve my English skills. Well, Charlie, I hope I can help you with that. Good luck. If you try hard, I'm sure you will improve your English skills. Anyway, to bite your tongue, to stop yourself from saying something. If my mom, let's see, I don't know, if she's getting too fat, and I want to tell her that she's too fat, but I would bite my tongue, right? I would not say that because she would be angry and hurt. So bite your tongue is to stop yourself from saying something. Ho says, can you pronounce disguise again? Disguise. So disguise, disguise. But the G is more like a C. K. Disguise. Disc eyes. Disguise. Two parts, right? Two syllables. Disguise. Number 23. Heart skips a beat. To feel sudden excitement or nervousness. You're welcome, Zeho. Hello, Nguyen Nhan. Hello, teacher. Have a nice good day. I hope you have a nice good day too, Nguyen Nhan. Sunshine says hello. I think that's I know you. Thank you so much for coming. Welcome. Anyway, heart skips a beat. If I see someone who almost has a car accident right in front of me, but they don't, I would say, oh my God, my heart skipped a beat, right? I was so scared. I was so nervous that my heart skipped a beat. Chumbik says, hi, have a good day. Thank you and welcome, Chumbik. I hope you have a good day too. Koabel says, do you have any tips to remember all of these idioms easily? My tip for learning vocabulary or idioms is to make flashcards. I think you should get many flashcards, write English on one side and your language on the other side. And then take these flashcards with you everywhere. And instead of opening your phone and going to Facebook while waiting for your coffee or the bus, I think you should take your flashcards out and study for 5 minutes every day. That's my tip to remember. Grace says hello. Hello, Grace. Neelar says hello. Hi, Neelar. Welcome. So, just my heart skipped a beat when I saw the child almost fall. Right? The child almost fell down, and my heart skipped a beat. I was so scared. Oh my God. Right? My heart skipped a beat. All right, 24. Sheeball my life. Hi, Sheeball my life. Welcome. Thanks for coming. So, I'm talking about idioms today. English idioms that I think are useful. This one is over the moon. To be extremely pleased, right? Oh, I was over the moon when you told me the good news. I was so happy. Right? I was over the moon. Orange says, hi. Hi, Orange. Thanks for coming and welcome. I was over the moon. I was so happy. Or the opposite, down in the dumps. I was down in the dumps when my girlfriend left me. I was down in the dumps when I lost all my money. Mandana says, hi. Hi, Mandana. Thank you and welcome for coming. Number 26, this idiom here, to get cold feet, to suddenly lose confidence, right? Like, if two people are going to get married, but one of them at the last minute says, I don't know if I want to get married, right? I have cold feet. I don't think I can decide. I lost confidence. Darya. Hi, Darya. Welcome. Where are you from? Are you from Russia? Grace says, speak French very well. I want to learn English. Thank you for helping. Oh, great. Well, I hope I can help you, Grace. Charlie Lopez says, how many idioms exist in the English language? I don't know, Charlie. Could you maybe Google that? I'm sure there are probably thousands. I don't know. It's a good question. Moonlight says, I'm from Kazakhstan. Well, welcome, Moonlight from Kazakhstan. Zainab says, hello. Hello, Zainab. Welcome. Keep your chin up. Stay positive in difficult times. Abdul Karim says, hi, man. Hello from Uzbekistan. Cool. Daria is from Ukraine. Wow, cool. Welcome. Tesme says, hello from Indonesia. Hello, Tesme in Indonesia. Ni, hi. Ting Max, hello, I am from Vietnam. Cool, that's cool, Ting. I live in Vietnam. Cream Arc says, Sawat D from Thailand. Cool. I've always wanted to go to Thailand, but I've never been. So, keep your chin up is the same as think positive, right? Don't be sad. Keep your chin up, right? If your chin is down, you're sad, but if your chin is up, you feel confident, right? Keep your chin up. Oscar Guneri, hi. Hi, Oscar Guneri, welcome. Woman King says, hello from Cameroon. Hi. Mandana likes my voice, thank you. Grace says, can you send me your program for learning, please? Grace, you can access it through the if I can only spell this, WhatsApp chat. So I do have an online course where I have all sorts of stuff that you can download. There are still a few downloads for free. I think there's like 5 more free downloads. Then after that, it's just like $5. Charlie Lopez, I have heard there are around 500. Oh, okay. Why don't you Google it, Charlie? Or maybe AI could tell us how many idioms are in English. Is there any way to get PDFs of this vocabs? You can get the Google Doc in the WhatsApp chat. Check my profile for the link. So, Abdul Karim, please check out the WhatsApp group. This document is there for free. Tink Max says, your voice is so amazing. Wow, really? You think so? Thanks. Moonlight says, do you have a pet peeve? Yeah, I probably have many pet peeves. I don't like it when people are arrogant. Arrogance is a pet peeve. Abdukarim says, yeah, thank you, sweet. Grace says, please, how can I access your WhatsApp chat? Grace, if you would please look at my profile, there is a link in my profile. Anyway, keep your chin up, stay positive. To cry over spilt milk. This is idiom 28 of today. Again, my name is Sam. I'm from the United States. I'm trying to help people learn English communication. Today, I'm talking about idioms. There was a poll in the group chat and they decided idioms. Ngo Van Zoom says, hello teacher. Hello, Ngo Van Zoom. Oh, Tesme sent a heart. Wow, thank you so much, Tesme. That's so sweet. Grace says, thank you very much. You're very welcome. Moonlight says, you teach American English or British? Moonlight, I teach American English because I am American. Columbina says, hi. Hi, Columbina. Anyway, 28, to cry over spilt milk, spilled milk. To worry about something that cannot be changed. Or to worry, to feel sad about something that's not important, right? If I spill milk and I cry about it, right? You don't need to cry over spilt milk. Just clean it, you know? So if you're very angry because you lost your pencil, right? I would say don't cry over spilt milk, right? Don't be angry, don't be sad. It's not important. Bangay says, good day. Good day to you, Bangay. Charlie Lopez says 25,000 English idioms? Really? That's hard to believe. Moonlight says, let's spill the tea. You want to spill some tea with me, huh, Moonlight? Tesme says, I learn American English, so I'm in the right place here. Yes, I'm honored to be here and listen. Well, I'm honored that you are here listening to me. Thank you. Zainab says, I understand everything in English, but when I try to speak, I forget even the simple words. Why? It sounds like you just need more practice speaking in real life situations. Again, I recommend flashcards. I'm a big flashcard guy. Just cut some paper or go to the bookstore and spend a little bit of money on flashcards. English on one side, your language on the other. Put it in your pocket and take it everywhere. Don't go to Instagram all day. Instead, pull out your flashcards and practice, right? That's what I do when I learn other languages. So, idioms. To feel like a fish out of water. To feel uncomfortable in a new situation, right? So if I have a fish and I take him out of the water, that fish is going to be very uncomfortable, right? If I feel like a fish out of water, I feel uncomfortable. Oh, I'm going to turn my air conditioner back on and it's going to be loud. Sorry about my noisy AC. Chris Plaska says, are you native speaker? Yes, I am from the United States. I am a native English speaker. And I've worked as a teacher for 8 years. I have a degree in English from an American university, and I have a TEFL certificate, blah, blah, blah. So I have quite a bit of experience teaching English. Okay, here comes my AC. It's going to be noisy, but I'm hot. Chris Plaska says, wow. Fabi says, hello, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, Fabi. Lucky says, hello, hello. Oh, shoot. How is Nha Chang's weather today? Hi, To. Good. Nice to see you, To. Nha Chang's weather today is the same as every day. It's never different. It's sunny and hot. It's pretty. It's just hot. Kezia says, hi. Hi, Kezia. Smiley face says, hello. Flesks says, why are you so clear? I don't know. I try. Always in my heart says, good afternoon. Hello, always in my heart. Kia says, in Vietnam, yeah? Yeah, I live in Vietnam. DYI says, are you in Asia? Yes, I'm in Vietnam. Mopi Noviana says, same here in Indonesia, sunny and hot. Yeah. I am really interested in Indonesia. I really want to go there someday. Don Sicolet says, good morning. Good morning, Don Sicolet. Anyway, Kia, come sir, okay, someday. All Beauty and Personal Care said morning, good morning to you. All right, so to feel like a fish out of water, to feel uncomfortable in a new situation. Let's see. Tuấn cái giá phải trả says, have you ever been in the south of Vietnam? I don't know where Vĩnh Long province is. I live in Cang Hoa province, but I have also been far south, like in Can Tho. Sabina says, good morning. Good morning, Sabina. Smiley faces, where are you from? I'm from the United States. And right now, I'm in southern Vietnam. Sabina is from Azerbaijan. Wow, that's awesome. Cool. Welcome. Good morning, All Beauty. Moonlight welcomes me to Kazakhstan. Thank you. Norma is from Malaysia. I liked going to Malaysia. I think the food there is very good. Indonesia has 17,000 islands. Wow. Tuấn cái giá phải trả is near Can Tho. Your place is near Can Tho. Okay, interesting. Have you ever been in the Philippines? No, not yet. Minuma is from Thailand. Welcome, Minuma. Hum Va Vô Tư says hi. Hi, Hum Va Vô Tư. Grace says, teacher, I have writing to your WhatsApp chat. Great, thank you for coming. Kia says, yes, I love Malaysia. Great. Okay. Maybe if I go to Kazakhstan, I can meet Moonlight. All right, so to everybody who's new here, welcome. My name is Sam. I'm from the United States. I'm teaching English today. I'm talking about idioms. Boom Tang 3 sent a heart. Oh, thank you so much, Boom Tang 3. That's really nice of you. Tuấn cái giá phải trả says, your Vietnamese sounds nice. Thank you. Jandy Ruan says, hi. Hi, Jandy Ruan. All Beauty and Personal Cares. Have you ever been in Vietnam? Yes, I'm in Vietnam right now. Angie says, hello, Sam. I'm Angie from Indonesia. Cool. Thank you for coming, Angie. So 30. To grin from ear to ear. Grin is like smile, right? And if I smile from ear to ear, it's a very wide smile. It's a huge smile, right? I'm smiling from ear to ear. Maria Socorro is from Colombia. Nice. Miss T is good morning from Botswana. Wow, I've got people from everywhere here. All Beauty says, hi teacher, could you teach me? Send me a message. Got somebody from Myanmar. Wow, cool. Welcome, R. So grin from ear to ear, right? To smile very widely because you're very happy. Hum Va Vô Tư says, are you teaching in Vietnam? Yes. Polly says, it's difficult for my understanding others' accent like French or India. Yeah, some people have very strong accents. Sydney, or I don't know how to say that name. You can access it in the WhatsApp group. Check the link in my profile. So Sydney, you can get this file in the group chat on WhatsApp. Sansab says, hello from France. Hello to France. Sees says, have you ever visited Poland? I actually have been to Poland. When I was younger, I lived in Germany. All Beauty says, your voice is so clear. Thank you. Angie, is the same sound with grind? No, it's different. So this is grin. Grin is to smile, but grind, grind, grin. Grin is to smile, and grind is to pulverize. And if I grin from ear to ear, I have a huge smile, smiling very widely. To have butterflies in your stomach. To be very nervous, right? Look at the word butterfly. Make the T kind of soft, almost like a D, duh. Butterfly. 3 syllables. Butterfly. I have butterflies in my stomach. I'm very nervous, right? When I go to this job interview, I'm going to have butterflies in my stomach because I'm so nervous. Swan Tu says, how many countries have you visited? Have you traveled? I'm not sure, maybe 15, maybe? Angie says, thank you, I learned something today. Oh, I'm so good. Tui Huyen says, YouTube English so good. Liam, are they common in daily talk? Yes, these idioms are common English idioms that I say, right? These are not uncommon. If I say, oh man, I have butterflies in my stomach, I'm very nervous. To wear your heart on your sleeve, to show your emotions openly, right? If I wear my heart on my sleeve, you know how I feel because I'm not keeping it a secret, right? I tell everybody exactly how I feel. So I wear my heart on my sleeve. This is my sleeve, right? A shirt has sleeves. So if I wear my heart on my sleeve, it means like I don't hide who I am. Right? I tell you what I think. Yuki Nguyen says, thank you so much for your teaching. Very useful. I'm glad it's useful for you. Thank you so much. Yin says, have you ever visited Myanmar? No, not yet. Nguyen Yan says, what is your favorite place in Vietnam? My favorite place in Vietnam is Nha Trang, which is where I live. Angie says, how do you use number 32 in a sentence? I could say, that man wears his heart on his sleeve, right? He's very honest. He's very open, right? He wears his heart on his sleeve. Victor Zhang says, grind beans into soybean milk for the celebrity. Interesting. I like soy milk. I don't drink it very often. I drink it once in a blue moon. Ngu toán đừng hỏi. Tôi cũng ngu toán. Can it be used in speaking IELTS? Yes, you should use idioms in speaking IELTS. You absolutely should. To jump for joy, to be extremely happy. Right? Imagine a child who is so happy they are jumping up and down. Right? They're jumping with joy, or jump for joy. I jumped for joy when I won the contest. Right? I was so happy, I was jumping for joy. Jandy Ruan says, you can speak Vietnamese. Yes, not perfect, but cũng được. To hit rock bottom, to reach the lowest point in life. Chisika, how to remember these idioms. Chisika, I think that you should write these idioms down. I think that when you write something, it helps you remember it. So I think you should take the idioms that you like and write them and take those cards with you everywhere. That will help you remember them. Tao Mien Nui, 35. I think I met you once in Eco Park. Really? When? I have been to Eco Park, so it's possible. Anyway, continuing with these idioms, to hit rock bottom. We could say, the man hit rock bottom after starting drugs or something, right? He got to the worst part of his life. He hit rock bottom. He's in a bad place. Liam T likes my teaching method. Thank you, Liam T. I appreciate that. Minumya says, have you gone to Thailand? No, I have not gone to Thailand. My man 68. Is that my man? Lucky? It's difficult to remember the idioms. Well, write them down if you want to remember them. That's what I think you should do. Yandy Ruan says, Thầy có dạy online một kiểu một không ạ? I could. Why don't you send me a message, Yandy Ruan? Number 35. Idiom number 35. Keep a straight face. Try not to laugh or smile, or to not laugh or smile. Keep a straight face, right? I see something very funny, but I don't laugh, right? I'm keeping a straight face. Is keep a straight face same as poker face? Yeah, poker face, when you have a poker face, you are keeping a straight face, right? If I say, try to keep a straight face when I tell you this, I mean, don't laugh, or don't scream or something, right? Stay calm. Yinerol sent me a rose. Aw, thank you, Yinerol. That's so nice of you. No emotion. Yes, that's correct. To keep a straight face. Ni says, you speak Vietnamese very well. Oh, thanks. It's okay. To lose your temper. To to suddenly become angry, right? So I could say, if somebody's doing something bad, I could say, don't make me lose my temper. Don't make me too angry, right? If I lose my temper, I will start screaming, right? I don't want to lose my temper and get too angry. Go bananas means to become very angry or excited. You could say go bananas means go crazy, right? Don't go bananas when you see this. Right? Don't go crazy. Don't get angry when you see this. Try to keep a straight face. To go bananas. Idiom number 38. Again, you can access this file if you want to read along with me. It's in the WhatsApp group chat. Susu says, I'm a newcomer in your live. Well, welcome, Susu. Thank you for coming. So let's see here. On the edge of your seat. To feel very excited or anxious, right? When I watched the scary movie, I was on the edge of my seat, right? I was feeling very excited. I was feeling very anxious. I'm on the edge of my seat watching the news. I don't know, because I'm very nervous, anxious, right? Emmy Na says, hi, hello, I'm a newcomer. Hello, Emmy Na, welcome and thank you for coming. Teacher Kim Celine, good afternoon, watching all the way from South Korea. Well, thank you for being here, Kim Celine. Welcome. Rat says, hi. Hi, Rat. Thick-skinned, not easily hurt by criticism. So I try to be thick-skinned. When people say, hey, Sam, you're stupid, you're ugly, like I try to stay thick-skinned, right? I don't want to get angry or sad. I want to stay thick-skinned, right? I don't want to get easily sad or whatever. Teacher Kim Celine sent a rose. Aw, sheesh. Thank you, Teacher Kim Celine. That's so nice of you to send a rose. Crixie AOV. Hello, I'm a newcomer. Well, hello and welcome, Crixie. Mankind is also new. Welcome. My name is Sam. I'm from the United States, and I try to help people learn English. Today, I'm going over idioms, and you can get this document for free in my WhatsApp group chat if you want. Number 40, to blow off steam, to release anger or stress. Right? So maybe I had a bad day at work. So after work, I'm going to go swimming to blow off steam, right? To help myself calm down, to release anger. User 629 says, hello, Mr. Sam. Hello, Mr. User or Miss User. Pao Talk says, good morning, teacher. Good morning, Pao Talk. Thanks for coming and welcome. Justin Huang says, are you AI? No, I'm not AI. Do I look AI? If I was AI, I would be more handsome. Somebody with a name that I can't read says, I'd like to keep these phrases, thanks. You can download them for free from the WhatsApp chat. Ling Mia? Hi there, not gonna lie, but you look really like AI. I look like AI. Wow, that is strange. I don't want to look like AI, but I think it's because the TikTok filter is trying to make me look younger than I really am. So it's probably because of TikTok that I look AI, but I promise you, I am a real human being, not a robot. Lar Lee says, hello. Hello, Lar Lee. Thank you for coming and welcome. Watu Z says, hello, can we get the file, please? Yes, you can. It's in the WhatsApp group. I cannot post the link here. Yes, it's in the Grace says, teacher, I don't understand to blow off steam. So, Grace, if I have a stressful day at work, I have a bad day at work, after work, I want to blow off steam. I want to do something that helps me calm down. Maybe I will blow off steam by going and drinking juice, or I will blow off steam by going swimming, or I will blow off steam by hanging out with friends, right? Because I had a bad day at work and I want to calm down. I want to feel happier, right? I want to release my anger. Talk says, teacher, please, will the document be published in the WhatsApp group at the end of the live stream? The document is published there now. So yeah, Yuki Nguyen says, thanks for teaching. You're welcome. Thank you for coming. Someone with a name that I can't read says, thank you so much. You're welcome. Phương Linh says, hello. Hello, Phương Linh. How are you today? Ngu Tuan Dung hỏi, where can I find these idioms? You can find them in the WhatsApp group. Check the link in my profile. Yeah, so this is 100 idioms that I'm going over today. 4 says, new person to follow. Oh, thank you, 4. I love getting new followers. Grace says, thank you so much. You're welcome. Crixie AOV says, what time is it, Mr. Sam? In Vietnam right now, it is 11:47 a.m. So it's almost noon. 4 says, thank you. You're welcome. Astral is going bananas. Oh no, Astral is going crazy. She's going bananas, or he. Dwarf here. Hi, I'm really interested in your lesson. Do you mind if sharing this material for me? Thanks a lot. Please check the link in my profile. You can get this and lots more. Where are we now? Let me still just check in the group chat. I'll get back to the idioms in a moment. Abdullah says, hi, teacher. Hi, Abdullah. Peekapoo says, do you have offline class in Ho Chi Minh? No, I do not. I live in Nha Trang. So anyway, blow off steam, to release anger. Okay, so next set of idioms is for business and work. To think outside the box, right? If we think inside the box, that means we are not thinking very creatively. But we should think outside the box, right? We should be very creative. We should come up with crazy ideas, different ideas, right? We should think outside the box. Glenda's here. Hi, Glenda. So glad to see you. Looks like somebody sent me, and you're awesome. Thank you so much, Zine. And then the person with the Asian script name sent me a heart. Aw, thank you so much. So sweet. So, idioms. Again, I'm talking about idioms in English today. To touch base, to make contact or update someone. Right? I could say, I will touch base with you later. Right? I will call you later and give you the update. Right? I will tell you more information later. I will touch base with you. I will call you. I will message you. I will email you. Someone with a Nurmiyati says, hi, teacher, good morning. Good morning, Nurmiyati. Crixie says, you are so handsome. Oh, really? You think so? Thanks. Shark Kyle, is touch base from baseball? Maybe. Probably. English with Tavo, I have many touch bases at work. Okay. Your accent is so clear and effortless to understand. Oh, thank you, dwarf. Kimu says, hello, teacher, good morning. Good morning, Kimu. I'm going over idioms today. Somebody loves my teaching energy. Sheesh, thank you, Chisika. Anyway, to touch base, right? I will touch base with you later. I will contact you later and give you an update. Next idiom is a ballpark figure. Let's see, username 001 TikTok says, where are you from? I am from the United States. I am from America. Now I live in Vietnam. So ballpark figure, a rough estimate. If I said, give me a ballpark figure on how much money the car costs. Give me a ballpark figure on how many people are in your country, right? Give me a rough estimate. Give me a number that's not perfectly correct, but it's close, right? It's a ballpark figure. It's generally the right number, right? It's close to the real number. It's a ballpark figure. Another baseball reference, right? A ballpark is very big. So give me a very wide guess. Username 001 says, have a nice day, teacher. Thank you. You have a nice day too. Thank you for coming and welcome. To get the ball rolling, to start a project or activity, I'll say, I want to get the ball rolling. I want to begin. I want to start, right? We need to get the ball rolling. We need to start. We need to begin. We need to get going. If I say to my students or my coworkers, we need to get the ball rolling here. Right? We need to begin. Let's get the ball rolling. Again, my name is Sam. I'm from the United States. I am teaching English online, and today I'm looking at idioms. Big picture, the overall view of a situation. The big picture. If I say, can you give me the big picture, right? Tell me what's happening. Very quickly tell me what the big picture is. What's the overall view? 28th. It says rolling in the deep. Well, rolling in the deep is an idiom that I never use. That is a song from Adele, right? Rolling in the deep, I think, means to be very angry, sad, I'm not sure. Nguyen Kyo says, where actually are you now in Vietnam? I am in Cang Hoa province. Crixie says, are you happy today? Yes, I'm happy almost every day. Chixika says, I'm quite busy now to follow up your lessons today. Do you upload these idioms on other platforms? I have a ton of material uploaded in the WhatsApp group. Check the link in my bio. Nini Shop. I joined the group on WhatsApp, but I couldn't find the materials. Really? Oh, sorry about that. Let me open my WhatsApp group. So here is the group, Speak Up English. Notice that there are, this is the community. There are two groups. One is Speak Up English Friends, and the other one is Teaching Materials. Teaching Materials is where you can find the document. Check the Teaching Materials chat. Yeah, Rolling in the Deep is an Adele song. Burris says, good morning, teacher. Good morning, Burris. Thank you for coming and welcome. Polly says, how's the life in Vietnam? The life in Vietnam is great. I love it here. Nurmiati says, I will give you a big picture of this business. Chixa says, thank you, thank you. In Southwest Vietnamese accent, we say Cang Hoa as Cang Qua. Oh, I didn't know that. Cang Qua. Susu, what is your advice for acquiring an American accent and mastering English in 2 or 3 months? It's going to be difficult to master English in 2 or 3 months. I think that you should do shadowing as much as possible with American speakers. Asmodeus says, do you speak another language? Yes, I can speak Vietnamese. Can we apply the idiom for IELTS speaking? Yes, you should use IELTS. You should use idioms in IELTS speaking. It's very good to use idioms in IELTS speaking. Yellow Pink Blue says, your accent is easy to understand. Oh, thank you. I have a very normal, flat American accent. It's not, whatever. Do idiom use in journals or maybe in college courses? Idioms pretty much can be used anytime. Tao, 1981, says, I'm very proud of you. You can speak Vietnamese. Thank you, Tao. I appreciate that. Thank you for coming. Always nice to see you. 46. To climb the corporate ladder means to advance in your career, right? You're going up and up and up at your job. You're climbing the corporate ladder. Glad says, thank you. Your pronunciation is easy to understand. Thank you. Oh, look, Tao is giving me roses. Wow, thank you so much, Tao. That's really sweet of you. I appreciate it. Asmodeus says, would you like to learn another language besides one? I like learning languages, yes. I learned German, Spanish, and Vietnamese. Crixie says, you're so cute. Aw, thanks, Crixie. Idiom number 47. In the red or in the black. Losing money or making profit. So if I'm in the red, that means I owe money, right? I'm having money problems. I'm in the red. My financial situation is bad. But if I'm in the black, that means I'm making money. My financial situation is good. Tui Nia says, I have learned English on the Coursera app and appprep.vietnam. My goal is improving my speaking skills and listening skills. My level is A2. Wow, great. German and Spanish, oh my God, you're cool. Thanks, Ka. Sung Chen says, hello, I'm from Vietnam. Cool, well, I live there. Your messages are end-to-end encrypted. I don't see any materials. Really? Huh. Well, why, if you're having problems, please message me on TikTok and I will help you later. Ty says, can you say something in Southern American accent? So in the United States, people in the South have a very strong accent. They kind of talk like rednecks and they speak with, I don't even know how to describe it, but if you're from Georgia, you have a very thick Southern American accent. That's how people in the South in the United States talk, kind of. Yana says, hello from Ukraine. Hi, Yana from Ukraine. Welcome and thanks for coming. Yu says, oh wow, you know how to speak Vietnamese? This makes me really surprised. Oh, wow, cool. Kai says, from Uzbekistan. Welcome, cool. Hello from Brazil. Hi, Darcy. Welcome. Cool, Venti, that's an interesting point. Shark Kyle says, just curious why don't J? Why don't J? Paw Talk says, sorry teacher, but the document is not published in the WhatsApp group teaching materials. Really? Let me look. User 401 says, hi, I'm from Russia, Siberia. Wow, cool. Thanks for coming. Teaching materials. Oh. So sorry. I thought that I put it there. Did I not? Oh yeah, it's there. Essential English Idioms. Please look again. I think it's there. Oh, okay. L from Russia says hello. Hello, L. Привет. Здравствуйте. Shark House says I sent it wrong. Yana says my boyfriend from Brazil. Oh, cool. Duinia says thanks for your live stream. Thank you for coming. Mopi Noviana, there is no file on teaching materials. Really? Huh. When I go in there, I see it. Can I have the WhatsApp link, please? Susu, I cannot, TikTok will not let me post that link here. So you need to go to my TikTok. Will not let me post the link here. You need to check my profile. So Susu, please check the link in my profile. I cannot send the link here in the group chat because TikTok will not let it. Polly says, tips to understand better other accent. Just practice, listen to it a lot. Do shadowing. Duinea says, please do it every day, thanks so much. Thầy livestream mỗi ngày lúc 11, bắt đầu lúc 11 giờ. So I hope you'll come mỗi lần. Roxy says, it's not there, can you send please? I'll check it later. Please send me a message here on TikTok if you're having problems. Wow, your pronouns in Russian is good. Well, I only know how to say very few things in Russian. Almost nothing. Я не понимаю по-русски. Susu, the PR is in his first video. Don't know what that means. Cow says, really, you're so patient to read people's comments. Well, I hope you guys don't get annoyed when I read your comments. I like reading the comments. Continue, please. Okay. Learn the ropes to learn how to do a new job. So I have a new job and I need to learn the ropes. I need to learn how to do my job. So A long time ago, people used sailing boats with many ropes on the boat. And you have to learn the ropes, right? You have to learn how to work the sail. Attachment issue says, where are you living? I live in Vietnam. Throw in the towel, to give up, right? This is a boxing idiom. So in boxing, if you throw in the towel, that means you give up. You do not want to fight anymore. Bạn nói hơi nhanh, tôi không thể nghe kịp. Thầy xin lỗi. So I'm speaking too quickly, apparently. Sorry. Sometimes I start speaking too quickly, so don't feel nervous to tell me, hey Sam, slow down. So, throw in the towel. That last word is towel. Strange word. Towel. Throw in the towel. Không nhậu được. Normal speed, not quickly. By the book. Follow the rules. You need to do this by the book, right? You need to do this the correct way. Please do it by the book, right? Don't do it some strange way. Do it the normal way. Do it by the book. We should we should do it by the book. Some water, teacher. Yes, thank you, towel. I'll drink some water. Game changer. Something that changes the situation dramatically. It was a game changer for me when I got a smartphone, right? Before I had a smartphone, my life was good, but with a phone, I can do so much. So it was a real game changer for me when I got a smartphone. It was a game changer when I started using AI or something. Dramatically. Let's look at that word, dramatically. Say with me. Let's see how many syllables. Dramatically. 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 Vui lòng bạn dừng lại uống nước nhé. Tại sao? Thầy khát nước mà. Doppelganger says, can this phrase be used in academic writing such as IELTS, Mr. Teacher? Yes, you should use idioms in IELTS writing and speaking. Hands are tied. Tai says, I just joined the TikTok group. Great. My hands are tied, right? I want to do something, but I cannot because of rules or restrictions, right? I want to put a link in the group chat here, but my hands are tied. Giọng của thầy. Oh, ý bạn là dừng lại để uống nước. I thought you meant don't drink milk or water. My hands are tied. I cannot do it because there are rules, right? If I want to help you, but I cannot, I would say, sorry, my hands are tied, right? I can't. To cut corners. To do something cheaply or poorly to save time or money. If I say, you've been cutting corners at work. You've been doing something quickly and easily, but you're not doing it correctly. You're cutting corners. Don't cut corners, right? We need you to do it the right way. Somebody sent me an ice cream cone. Gosh, thank you for the ice cream cone. I love presents. Yu says, where do you teach at? I teach online. Sana says, do you have a PDF of these phrases? I have a Google Doc in the WhatsApp group. Please check the link in my profile. Glenda says, I think we confused if we don't know the idiom because it has different meaning. Yeah, idioms are strange. That's why you have to learn them one by one. So cut corners, to do something cheaply. Don't cut corners, right? Do it the right way. Oh, I like this one. Number 54. idiom number 54, back to the drawing board, right? We have to start all the way over. Let me stop for a minute. Susu wants an example of game changer. Let's say it was a total game changer it was a total game changer when we started using AI to code programs. That's my example. I probably could think of a better one, but it's the one I thought of right now. Yu says, do you teach speaking for the IELTS test? I have, but I don't right now. Santa says, I joined the group but don't see previous messages. Oh no. Okay. Well, I'll post again. Okay? Don't worry. Stay in the group. After this live stream, I will make sure that all of the documents are there. Tai says, learning idioms is like learning the characters in Chinese. Darn. Well, anyway, next idiom on the same. Oh, you know what? No, I need to do back to the drawing board. I like this one. So if we fail at something, we need to start over. We need to begin again. We need to start from zero, right? Back to the drawing board. If we have a project at work and it did not work, it failed, I would say, well, we have to go back to the drawing board. We need to go back to the drawing board. We need to start over again. Idiom number 55, on the same page. If I say, we are on the same page, that means we agree. We understand each other, right? We are on the same page. Or if I say, we are not on the same page, it means we disagree, right? We do not understand each other. We are not on the same page. Tai says, is it the same as doing things from scratch? Yeah, Tai. I could say, we need to start again from scratch, right? We need to start from the very beginning. Bạn dạy tiếng Anh rất tốt. Tôi follow bạn hàng ngày nếu tôi có time. Cảm ơn bạn nhiều. Tight deadline means we have very little time to finish something. A deadline is a point in the future that we have to get something done by. That's the deadline. And if it's a tight deadline, that means we don't have much time, right? I say, we need to hurry. We are on a tight deadline. Ji Chan, can I have a PDF version of these idioms, please? Yes, Ji Trang. Yes, please check the link in my profile. I think if you're good in English, you can use idioms. Yes, you should use idioms. So, number 57, to go the extra mile, to make an extra effort, right? If a student is a really good student and they work even harder than they have to, I would say they go the extra mile, right? He works very hard. He tries very hard. He goes the extra mile. Muộn phiền vì tiền says, where are you from, sir? I am from the United States. I'm from America. Blue sky thinking? You know, I'm going to delete this because I have never seen this idiom before. I have never heard anybody say this. So, bye-bye number 58. This one is a good one though. Take the bull by the horns. Heo Zui Zea says, where do you live? I live in Cang Hoa province in Vietnam. 58, to take the bull by the horns, to face a difficult situation bravely, right? I have a problem and it's very difficult to fix it, but I'm going to take the bull by the horns. Imagine a bull. a male cow that has horns, right? Very dangerous animal, very difficult situation, but I'm going to take the bull by the horns, right? I'm going to be brave and I'm going to face the situation. Let's take the bull by the horns and work hard to do what you do, whatever it is. Smooth sailing, when everything is going well, when it's easy, right? I'll say, it was smooth sailing yesterday. There were no problems. At work, it's smooth sailing because it's very easy, right? Not difficult. It's smooth sailing. Next section is relationships and social. Bury the hatchet. What is a hatchet? I should probably have my whiteboard here, but, well, I don't. Anyway, a hatchet is a tool. It's like a small axe. But to bury the hatchet means to make peace, to stop arguing, to stop fighting. Just checking something here, give me a moment. I'm going to share this once again. Hopefully this works. Where is the share? Edit. Where is share? Can I not share this dadgum thing? Sorry, I'm not very good with technology. File. Share. Where's the link? Share with others. Copy link. Link is copy. Okay. All right, posted it again. Hopefully that works. To bury the hatchet, right? To make peace, to stop arguing, right? We need to bury the hatchet, right? I will say, I'm sorry, and we will talk about it, and we will move on. We need to bury the hatchet. Right? We had a problem. We were arguing. We were unhappy. But right now, we will bury the hatchet. We will make peace. We will be happy and friends again. Number 62. Idiom number 62. To add fuel to the fire. To make a bad situation worse. Right? So if I say, don't add fuel to the fire, means do not make this bad situation more bad. Right? Muat Fien says, your pronunciation is so good. Oh, thank you. Chuoi Chien says, Tim Zo Vào Le A. Yeah. Do you say that in Vietnamese? I didn't know that. Tui says, where can I can this file? Please join the WhatsApp group to get this file. Or my TikTok group. Or just message me on TikTok. So anyway, add fuel to the fire. Fuel is like gasoline. Fuel is something that burns, right? Cars need fuel. But here we have a problem, right? Maybe my friend is angry. So we don't want to add fuel to the fire. We don't want to say something bad to him because he will get more angry, right? We don't want to add fuel to the fire. Excuse me. Read between the lines. Idiom number 63. To understand the hidden meaning. To read between the lines, you know, often with Donald Trump, the President of the United States, he will say things that are not exactly true, or you have to read between the lines. You have to understand the hidden meaning. Please check the link in my bio. Before, I don't know, read between the lines. Now I know. Very good. Right? Read between the lines to understand the hidden meaning. You know, if I say, you should read between the lines, you need to understand that that person is not saying clearly exactly what's happening. It's almost like there's a secret. And if you want to know the secret, you must read between the lines. Idiom number 64, a shoulder to cry on. Hidden like behind the scene, yes, Peter and Witten. So a shoulder to cry on, someone who listens to your problems, right? If you are very sad and you want to talk about why you are sad, you can use me as a shoulder to cry on, right? Maybe you won't really cry, you will just talk to me. But this is a shoulder, right? I have two shoulders, shoulder. And if you want to cry on my shoulder, you can. This means I will be your shoulder to cry on, right? You can tell me your problems and I will listen. Hopefully you will feel better. Huang Ti Ngao, something sent a heart. Thank you for sending me a heart. Very nice to you. I love gifts. Hello from Thailand. Thank you so much for your live. I'm going to take the CU TEP exam. Oh, wow. Good luck. You mean the, what test is that? I can't remember. Anyway, good luck on your test. Break a leg. Haley says, hi. Hi, Haley. Welcome and thanks for coming. To keep someone at arm's length, to avoid getting too close, right? Here's my arm, and I want you to stay at arm's length. I do not want you to get too close, right? If I say, keep that person at arm's length, it means don't become too close friends with them. Because maybe they are dangerous. Maybe they are bad. Keep them at arm's length. Right? Stay away from me, a little bit far, right? Arm's length, don't get too close. Zara says, is read between the lines an informal statement? Also, can it come out as derogatory? It's not really derogatory. Keep him at arm's length. Is it useful for IELTS? I would say yes, you should use idioms in IELTS. Zhang Hai Dang says that is collocation phrase in speaking. Sort of. This specifically today is idioms. I'm studying idioms today. Have you learned Vietnamese before? Yes, I learned Vietnamese when I lived in Hanoi. Two peas in a pod. Very similar people. Let's say there are two children, two boys, and they always play together. They're very similar. They're best friends, right? They always go everywhere together. You could say those boys are two peas in a pod. So if you go to the market and you buy peas, you know, like green peas to eat, they come in pods. So if two people are two peas in a pod, means they're very similar, they're very close, they like each other. You know, those two friends are like two peas in a pod. Get on like a house on fire. I'm going to delete this one because I don't use this one. I've never seen it or heard it before. Here's another one like two peas in a pod. Birds of a feather. People who are very similar. AWDS says, can you explain why my English speaking voice is 5 semitones lower than my mother tongue's? I'm sorry, but I don't know. Home hiao. Birds of a feather. If I say, it's just like peas in a pod, right? I could say they are like birds of a feather. They are the same. They're very similar, right? They are birds of a feather. They're very, very much alike. Billie Eilish has a song, Birds of a Feather, huh? Didn't know that. Oh, here's one that I like. To put your foot in your mouth. To say something embarrassing, right? If I say something really embarrassing, I would say, oh no, I just put my foot in my mouth. Right? Could you imagine if I put my foot in my mouth? That would be embarrassing, right? Birds of a feather should stay together. Yes. Isharkal, alternate ways for SAT here in Thailand. 69. Clear the air. To resolve a misunderstanding. Peter says, means we said something wrong. To put your foot in their mouth? Yeah, could be. But let's say to clear the air, maybe you and me had a misunderstanding. We had an argument, right? We were unhappy with each other. So after that, we need to clear the air, right? We need to become friends again. We need to talk and understand each other. We need to clear the air. AWS says, what's the difference between come what may and come rain or shine? Pretty much the same meaning. Face the music. To accept consequences. Let's say that I did something wrong. Now I need to face the music, right? I need to admit that I did something wrong, and maybe I will get punished for it, but I have to accept that. Right? I need to face the music for my mistake. I need to talk to my boss, and he's going to be angry, but I have to face the music. I have to accept the consequences. I have to understand what will happen because of something. 71. Idiom number 71. To steal the show. To be at the center of attention. Let's say that I live stream and I live stream with somebody else. And that person is really funny. And then all of a sudden, everybody cares about him. They don't care about me. We could say, he stole the show. He was very popular. He was the center of attention. He stole the show. Iku says, where can I find these collocations? Well, you can find these idioms at the link. Well, here, just message me. How about that? Message me and I'll get them to you. Why past tense? Entrada asks. Well, you can use it in the present tense. You know, I could say, I want to steal the show. He will steal the show. But, you know, usually I would say he stole the show because I'm talking about something in the past. To steal the show. I am going to steal the show later when I live stream with my friend. Jeng says, hi. Hi, Jeng. Welcome. Thank you for coming. Take with a grain of salt. To not fully believe something. If I say, take what he says with a grain of salt, it means maybe he's lying. Maybe he's wrong. So you should take what he says with a grain of salt. Right? Take with a grain of salt. Take that with a grain of salt. Means maybe it's true, but maybe it's not. Kind of means like, be careful. Take it with a grain of salt. It might be a lie. It might be wrong. Maybe it's right. Maybe it's true, but maybe not. So take it with a grain of salt. Cham Hop King Ang says, how can I get this documentary? You mean this document? You can message me or check the link in my bio. Jing says, where do you come from? I come from the United States. I'm American. 2 says, hi teacher, where can I find collocations, phrasal verbs, and new words? Check the link in my bio. I have a online product that has all kinds of documents. It even has a Notion template and an app for learning vocabulary. I think you can download it for free like 5 more times or something. After that, it's $5. So anyway, 73, idiom number 73. Out of the blue. Suddenly and unexpectedly. I would say, he called me out of the blue. I did not expect him to call me. When he called me, I was surprised because he called me out of the blue. Out of the blue. Out of the. Americans often speak quickly, and they often put words together. So why don't you try putting out of the together like one? Out of the. Can you say that? Out of the. Out of the blue. Out of the blue. Out of the blue. Ein Sword says, so if I were to eat a grain of salt and talk, my words are unbelievable. Well, no, usually with grain of salt, you say, it's like when somebody else is warning you. Or if I said, take what I say with a grain of salt. It means maybe I'm wrong, right? This advice you should take with a grain of salt, right? Because possibly it's wrong. He called me out of the blue. Actually, he just wants to borrow money. Ha, funny. What about pepper? Funny. Nobody says that, but it would be funny to say it. So I did not expect him to call. He called me out of the blue. You joined the group, Zainab. Great. To blow your own trumpet. To boast about yourself. If I say, oh, I'm so good. I'm so smart. I'm so handsome. Blah, 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 blah. I'm great, right? I'm blowing my own trumpet. Just boasting about myself. That's to blow your own trumpet. Turn a blind eye. So a blind eye cannot see, right? If you're blind, you cannot see. So if I have one eye that's blind, I would turn my blind eye to something that's happening that I don't want to acknowledge it. I want to ignore it. By the way, how to turn your eye? Well, like this. I'm turning my eyes, right? Maybe. Nam I Chung says, can you please provide the file? TikTok will not allow me to share it here, so please check the link in my bio. Yeah, so I turned a blind eye when the man was doing something wrong. Right? I'm going to turn a blind eye to, what am I turning a blind eye to? Well, let's see, my students were not paying attention, but I turned a blind eye to it, right? I did not yell at them, I ignored it. I pretended like it wasn't happening. I turned a blind eye. 76, idiom number 76, to hit it off, hit it off. Try to say this quickly, almost like it's one word, hit it off, hit it off. We really hit it off, right? To immediately like someone. If I say those two people really hit it off, means they're friends immediately. They really like each other. They hit it off. 2 sent a rose. Thank you, 2, for sending a rose. So nice of you. So, Ikamariag. Yes, these are idioms. Yes. Today's live is on idioms. Maltira says, where do you get this info? Well, I got it online, but I promise you these are all real idioms that Americans and English people and Australians use. To rub shoulders with. Is hit it off the same as love at first sight? It can be, but hit it off is more like friends, whereas love at first sight is for lovers. Anyway, to rub shoulders with. To socialize with important people, right? We could say Jared Kushner, the man, rubs shoulders with Donald Trump, right? He can talk to Donald Trump. He can call Donald Trump, even though he's a normal
person, right? He rubs shoulders with Donald Trump. After the stream, will you post the file on WhatsApp? I have tried to post it already, but it seems like people cannot find it. How is the site called? Maltira, I used AI. The site is called Grok. Ching Nguyen Bao Hui. Check the link in my bio. Can we use, what is the question here? I lost the question. Can we use these expressions anytime in conversation? Yes. Hit it off, like you admire someone casually. Yeah. Like you do not have a problem communicating with them, right? It's easy to be friendly with them. You hit it off. Do you have a soft copy? Yes. You mean like a Google Doc? Yeah. Check the link in my bio. 78. Keep your head above water. Means to manage despite difficulties. Let me go back to rub shoulders with for a moment. Einsword says, why rub shoulders, not pat on the back? Pat on the back means to compliment, right? He patted him on the back. He said, you did a really good job. That's a pat on the back. Rub shoulders with means to socialize, means to be able to talk to. Lilia says, how many idioms will there be in total? There will be 100. 78. Keep your head above water. To manage despite difficulties, right? I could say, I'm having a very difficult time at work, but I'm keeping my head above water. So let's say that I go swimming in the ocean, and the water is deep, right? The water is up to here. And if I go under the water, I will die. I will drown, right? But I'm keeping my head above water. This is a very difficult situation, but I'm not dying, right? I'm keeping my head above water. Do you mean WhatsApp that involves these idioms? I mean that I put this file in the WhatsApp for anybody to download it for free. Mondi Lin says, would Gen Z use these idioms, or would I come off as a boomer using those? I don't know. I am a millennial. But these are mostly normal idioms that anybody can use. They're also not rude. You can say them to anybody. You can use them in IELTS. What's the app called? Sorry, I didn't quite hear. It's called WhatsApp. Do you know WhatsApp? Check the link in my bio. It's called WhatsApp. Lilia says, how often will you be online? I'm online about 6 days a week, every day at 11 a.m. Vietnam time. So again, idiom number 78, keep your head above water, to stay alive. Entrada Memories, what's your WhatsApp number? Please check my bio. My number and the link are both there. 79, a dark horse, someone with hidden talent, right? Maybe I have a friend who speaks perfect English, but nobody knows this, right? My friend is Vietnamese, and he speaks perfect English, but nobody knows that, right? He's a dark horse. How can I see your bio, sir? You should be able to see my bio by clicking on the link up there. It says Sam Speaks Up. If you click that thingy, you should see my bio. Anyway, a dark horse. Somebody who's very, very good at something, but nobody knows this, right? This term comes from horse racing, I think, right? A dark horse is the horse that nobody thinks will win. But it does win because it's so fast. A dark horse, somebody that nobody expects will win. All right, the last section, titled simply More Useful Idioms. Like in a pageant, yes, Glenda, perfect. That's such a good Good thing to point out. Let's see, Vladimir sent a shamrock. Thank you, Vladimir. That's so nice of you to send a gift. Hong Lam says, hello, teacher. Hello, Hong Lam. Thanks for coming. Ching Witten Bao Hui says, you're looking good today, mister. Ah, thanks so much. Idiom number 81. A penny for your thoughts. Asking what someone is thinking. If I said to you, a penny for your thoughts, means what are you thinking right now? Right? A penny is a coin from the United States, perhaps. It's like, if you have 100 pennies, that's $1. So it's like, I'm going to pay you to tell me what you're thinking. Right? A penny for your thoughts. What are you thinking? Donald Trump says hello. Hello, President Trump. Okay, so a penny for your thoughts. Please tell me what you think. Here's a good one. 82. Idiom number 82. Actions speak louder than words. What you do matters more than what you say. Right? You can say lots of things. I say, I'm going to help you. I'm going to record many things. I'm going to do this and do that, but maybe I won't do it, right? What matters, what's important are the things I do, right? Actions speak louder than words. 81, how do you use it in a sentence? Aina, it's just a statement. So a penny for your thoughts is already complete. You don't need to add anything. It's already ready to go. Just say, a penny for your thoughts, right? That's the sentence. That's the idiom. Do not need to change it. T. Win says, hello. Hello, T. Win. Welcome. Thank you. Buh says, do you open speaking classes? Yes. Please message me if you're interested. Oh, thank you. You're welcome, Anna. Nguyễn Hường says, hay quá. Oh, cảm ơn. Winnie says, how to remember all of this? Well, it would be difficult to remember all of this. I think that you should write it down on paper. I like flashcards. So you could write English on one side and your language on the other, and then take those flashcards with you wherever you go. Put them in your pocket. And instead of opening Instagram, take out your flashcards. That will help you remember it. Trương Phạm says, thầy có dạy online không? Thầy có. Hãy liên lạc với thầy. Click the link above or contact me on Zalo or whatever. Zainab says, the PDF starts from the beginning. Is there a video version of the explanations from the beginning? I will post this live stream video on YouTube later. So yes. 83. Better late than never. It's better to do something late than not at all. Better late than never, right? Maybe it took you a week to do your homework. But you did it. So I could say, better late than never. Mondi Lin says, how come your community is so Vietnamese? It's because I live in Vietnam. So TikTok shows my videos and my live streams mostly to Vietnamese people. It's not my decision. Idiom number 84. Don't count your chickens before they hatch. I love this idiom. Ika Mariag. Ah, you live in Vietnam. Yes. You're welcome, Zainab. So this is funny, right? If I have a bunch of eggs, let's say I have 7 eggs, I can't say for sure that I'm going to have 7 chickens, right? Maybe I have 7 eggs and then I eat 2 eggs, or 2 eggs die, or something, right? So don't count your chickens before they hatch. Don't assume success don't assume success too early, right? Because maybe you will not be successful. So don't count your chickens before they hatch. Hatch. Chicken eggs hatch. Don't count your chickens before they hatch. Hatch is when an egg opens and the bird comes out. ZZ says, can you post file of this? Yes, I will post a file of this. Please follow the link in my bio. You can click on my bio and find the link to get into the WhatsApp group where I post all kinds of stuff. Every cloud has a silver lining. This is idiom number 85. Every cloud has a silver lining. There's good in every bad situation. We had an idiom earlier like this a little bit, but let's say that I break my foot. I broke my foot and now I have to go to the hospital, right? That's a bad situation. But when I'm at the hospital, I meet a woman and we fall in love. I broke my foot. But every cloud has a silver lining. The silver lining was that I met this woman at the hospital. Bluo Ing sent a rose. Thank you so much, Bluo, for sending me a gift. It's really nice of you. Idiom number 86. Fortune favors the bold. Means brave people often succeed. If you are not brave, maybe you will not be successful because fortune favors the bold. Essa sent a rose. Thank you, Essa, for sending a rose. That's so sweet of you. So fortune. Fortune is like good things, I suppose. And fortune favors the bold, right? If you're brave, you will probably succeed. If you're not brave, maybe you won't succeed. If you're scared and you don't take action and you're a coward, you probably will not succeed because fortune favors the bold. Fortune favors. Fortune favors the bold. Fate smiles on the brave. Exactly, Shark Kyle. Yes. What's the name of your YouTube channel? The name is Speak Up English. I don't do YouTube very much. My YouTube channel is not interesting. It's a boring channel, but I do post some live streams there. Idiom number 87. Rome wasn't built in a day. Right? Big things take time. If you want something wonderful, you cannot make it quickly, right? Because Rome wasn't built in a day. Rome, you know, like ancient Rome, it took a long time to build it, but it was amazing once it was built, right? Rome wasn't built in a day. Wonderful things don't happen quickly. Let's look at the end of that sentence. Try to say in a day as like one word, in a day. Rome wasn't built in a day. Rome wasn't built in a day. '88. The early bird catches the worm. Right? Acting early gives you an advantage. If you wake up early in the morning, you have a better chance of success than somebody who sleeps late, right? Because the early bird catches the worm. Birds like to eat worms. Susu says, I don't understand fortune favors the bold. Means if you are brave, you will succeed. Anyway, the early bird catches the worm. Acting early gives you an advantage, right? Birds want to eat worms, and the early bird will catch the worm, and the late bird, there's no worm because the early bird already ate it. On a side note, you could say the second mouse gets the cheese, but don't worry about that. Teacher Hajam, our nations say like in Russian, Moskva, Srazi, Nie, Stroilas. Stroilas? Sorry, can barely read Russian. Kim says, hi, teacher. Hi, Kim. Stuart, early birds also means people who come early. Yes. Most idiom is poem. Yes, some are very poetic. Agus gaho. Is idiom used often in daily conversation, particularly for native speakers? Yes, Agus, these are very normal idioms. I do say these things. And it would be good to use these if you're taking the IELTS test. So, idiom number 89. When pigs fly. Something that will never happen. So, I will be rich when pigs fly. Right? Because pigs are not going to start flying. Just like I will probably never be rich. Right? Yeah. I could say, Korsh says, teacher, we need to repeat every time your accent, so can we get veu? Don't be dramatic queen. Who's being a drama queen? All right, so 90, idiom number 90. Oh, maybe one day I will get rich. Yeah, maybe. But I just mean something that's not going to happen. I could say that will happen when pigs fly. Donald Trump will stop lying when pigs fly. Or, I don't know. In French is when the chicken will our tooth. What do you mean will our? In Vietnamese, we do have pig birds. Really? Chim heo? Chim lợn? I don't know about these pig birds, Stuart. But got some weird shit in Vietnam. Number 90, idiom number 90. You can't judge a book by its cover. Don't judge by appearance, right? Maybe I have a friend who looks really stupid, right? He does not look intelligent, but he is really, really smart, right? You can't judge a book by its cover. Latif says, how do I form a sentence on idiom 92? Well, I will get to 92 soon. How could you even read that? 91, idiom 91. Can you try British accent? I don't have any interest in trying the British accent. I'm American, I can't really do a British accent. How to say judge? Judge. 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 91, wrap your head around something. To understand something difficult. I want to wrap my head around math, right? I'm not good at math, so I want to try to wrap my head around it. Stuart says, can you try Texas accent? Stuart, I'm actually from Texas, but I just didn't get the strong accent that some Texans have. Not all Texans talk like rednecks, so it's kind of hard for me to do a Texas accent. But when I say Texas, I say it like a Texan. Texan. Chung Pham says, Lu Ku Vak Gai Lu. I don't know that one. 92, sit on the fence to make a decision. I say, the man is sitting on the fence about whether to buy a car or a motorbike. Why fence? Because a fence, right? Here's a fence and here's one option, here's another option, right? I have to choose between this thing on one side of the fence and this thing on the other side of the fence, right? And I'm sitting on the fence, right? I'm not on one side and I'm not on the other side, right? I'm just sitting on the fence. I have not decided. I have not chosen what to do. I have not chosen what thing I want. I've not chosen what side of the fence I want to be on, right? Some people, when we talk about war, some people think Iran is right. Some people think America is right. And some people will not decide. Right? They're sitting on the fence. Stuart says, can you explain call it a day? Call it a day means to finish. Right? Soon, I am going to call it a day with this live stream. Right? Soon, I'm going to be finished with this live stream. 92 says, or Peter Winton says, 92 means we're in the middle? Yeah, kind of. It means we have not decided. 93. Speak of the devil. This is a strange idiom, but this is a very common idiom. You should learn this one. Speak of the devil, right? Latif says, how do I use 92 in daily conversation? I could say, stop sitting on the fence. Make a decision, right? I asked you if you want to go to the cafe or the restaurant, and you have not answered me. Stop sitting on the fence. Of course, says, we need this idiom video. When you leave, we need to repeat. Okay. I will try to upload the video. It takes a long time to upload these videos. Snizka says, hello from Ukraine, listening to you while having breakfast. Well, thank you so much for joining. Welcome. Jordan means the devil's always present around us. So I go live every day at 11 a.m. Vietnam time. 11 a.m. Vietnam time, 6 days a week. Somebody from Uganda. Welcome from Uganda. Thank you for coming. Speak of the devil. So let's imagine that I start talking about my friend Glenda. And then Glenda comes, or maybe she calls. You know, I'm talking to you about Glenda. I'm like, hey, you remember Glenda, my friend, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, bring, 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 Glenda calls me. I would say, oh, wow, speak of the devil. Speak of the devil. I was talking about them and they came all of a sudden. I was not expecting that. Speak of the devil. Somebody asked, are you currently living in Vietnam? Yes, I am living in Vietnam. What about The Devil Wears Prada? That is just the name of a movie. Yes, Glenda. Talk behind, yeah. Speak of the devil. 94. Idiom number 94. These are idioms. Take it with a pinch of salt. We just had this one earlier, so this is the second time. You could say take it with a grain of salt, take it with a pinch of salt. Same thing, right? Don't take it seriously. If I say, that man, the things he says sometimes are wrong. Sometimes he's right, sometimes he's wrong. So take what he says with a pinch of salt. This is a pinch of salt. When I tell you something, maybe I'm wrong, right? Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. So take what I say with a pinch of salt. Another one involving the devil. The devil is in the details. Small things matter most, right? Small things are very important. The devil is in the details, right? Don't ignore the small things because they are very important. And if you ignore them, you are going to have a problem. The devil is in the details. Mad says, take it with a grain of salt, take it with a pinch of salt, same, not different. I will upload this live stream. Time flies. Means time passes very quickly, right? My son, I have one son who's 14 years old, and I can remember when he was a baby. Time flies, right? Time passes very quickly. I am 43 years old, and I can remember when I was 20. Time flies. Time goes so quickly. The days run away like wild horses over the hills. 97. Idiom number 97. To each his own. Everyone has their own preferences, right? If we go to eat ice cream, some people will choose chocolate. Some people will choose vanilla. To each his own, right? Everybody has their own things they like. Vo Zhang says, I thought you were Charlie Puth. I am surprised that so many people think that I look like Charlie Puth. I don't even know who Charlie Puth is. I hope he's considered a not too ugly person. Anyway, to each his own. Right? Some people like sandwiches, some people like pizza, some people don't like pizza, right? To each his own. To each his own. I am sharing about idiomatic language today. 98. Almost finished. Variety is the spice of life. Right? Life is better with variety. If you do the same thing every day, maybe your life will be kind of boring, right? It's good to do new things, to try new experiences, to try new food, talk to new people, right? Variety is the spice of life. Look at the first word, variety. How many syllables? Va-ri-a-ty. Variety. Variety is the spice of life, right? Spice, like the things we add to food to make it taste good, right? If you want your life to taste good and be interesting, you should use a spice or spices. Variety is the spice of life. Variety makes your life interesting, right? If you don't do the same thing all the time, your life will be more interesting. 99. This idiom is very common. Please learn this idiom because it will make you sound like more of a native speaker. This is a very common idiom. What goes around comes around. Your actions will return to you. If you are a bad person, bad things will probably happen to you. If you are a good person, probably good things will happen to you, right? If I'm nice, people will be nice to me because what goes around comes around, right? If I see something unfair happen, if I see a man who's being mean to another man, he's saying, hey, you're fat, and then he leaves. I could say, what goes around comes around, right? You were bad, so something bad will happen to you, right? So if you're good, yes, it's karma, exactly, Shark Kyle. What goes around comes around. Somebody asked me to go back to one of the previous ones. Which one was it? 97? How do I use 97 in daily conversation? To each his own. In daily conversation, maybe, this is not a very important idiom. You would say this in a situation where different people are choosing different things. And you'd say, well, to each his own, right? Or something that you don't agree with. Maybe you and your friend go to a restaurant and you say, the pizza here is the best. And your friend says, I don't want pizza, I want a salad. You could say, well, to each his own, right? Because you like pizza, but she does not. And that's okay. To each his own. 100. Idiom number 100. The last idiom for today. Nguyễn Hương says, thanks. Thank you for coming, Nguyễn Hương. You live and learn. You gain wisdom from experience, right? In your life, as your life goes on and on and on, every day you learn a little bit more, right? You become a little bit more wise, a little more smart, a little stronger maybe in the mind. You live and learn. Often we will say this when something bad happens or something difficult. Like if my friend makes a mistake, my friend invested money, but it was a bad investment and he lost the money. I could say to him, you live and learn. You know, like, it's okay. You made a mistake, but you live and learn. So usually we would say you live and learn after there was a problem. You live and learn, right? You will maybe not have this problem again because you learned from it when you made this mistake this time. Benka Kim says, really love your live stream. It's really helpful. Thank you so much, Benka. Mary One sent a rose. Thank you so much, Mary One. Mopi Noviana also sent a rose. Thank you. So, everybody, Thank you so much for coming. Oh, Nadad sent a rose. Thank you. Viva sent a heart. Thanks. Can you share this file, please? Yes, I am going to upload this live video to YouTube later and put the document in my WhatsApp group. So please join using the link in my bio. I probably will not go live on Sunday. Boo, thank you so much for coming. Wow, why is there no autocomplete here? So please. So anyway, I'm going to upload this live video to my YouTube later. It takes time. And put the document in the WhatsApp group. So please join my WhatsApp group. Please click the link in my bio and get the information there. So how do I move this away? Put myself in the middle here. So here, if you click here, it'll take you to my bio, and you can find the link so that you can get into the WhatsApp group where there's all kinds of stuff. I have a online course, which I think there's like 5 or 10 more free downloads. Tons of stuff in there. There's videos, there's documents, there's apps, there's tools, worksheets, blah, blah, blah. There's a few more downloads left for free. After that, it's only $5. You get it forever. Anyway, you don't have to. I still give free stuff in the WhatsApp, and yeah, whatever. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you for coming. Have a wonderful day. Paul Talk says, what is your YouTube channel? My YouTube channel is Speak Up English. All right. Bye, folks. I'll see you later. Maybe. I don't know if I'm going to do another live stream today, but I will definitely on Monday. Thanks, and love you all.